Ah, thought I smelled something burning.
Haha, very funny. I'm trying to get the review wall to project an image that I dreamt about. But after the review with Robin, the wall had to be fixed and the mental projection spell recast. Come on. Things should work. There we go.
That's very interesting. Where's it from?
I had this really odd dream where I held a logo creation contest for my review show, and this is the winner. Made by some pony named Catchy Arts? Yeah, it was a rather odd dream.
So let me get this straight. You dreamed about having a contest for your show? You gotta get out more.
Yeah, sure I do. Whatever. So, you want to do a review?
Sorry, I can't. I got a gig.
Okay, see you around then. Wow. It really is odd doing these reviews by myself after so many ponies decided to hijack the review and make it a collab. Well, before any pony decides to interrupt this one, let's get on with the review. Spoilers. Now, before I begin, I will note that I'll refer to this comic as Pets Save the Day. It actually doesn't officially have a title as far as I know. If it does have a real title, text, please correct me now. So this comic is written, even without any real dialogue, by Jeremy Whitley, and the art is by Amy Meberson. As I tend to say all too often, I've already covered this artist before, and there really isn't anything new to say about them. So on to the story. It begins in the morning at Fluttershy's cottage, with the spawn of Satan himself, Angel Bunny, waking up. He goes to get his morning cup of coffee. Can bunnies even drink coffee? I don't really know if that's healthy for them. Anyways, the cup is surprisingly empty. Well, except for a chipmunk or squirrel. I'm not entirely sure which of the two that animal is. As it turns out, all the animals are misbehaving. And come to think of it, where is that shy mare this morning? Angel soon discovers that his owner is not home and tries to rally the woodland creatures to go find her. Instead, they completely panic, and so Angel decides to consult much more civilized help. He soon discovers that all the main 6 pets are also missing their owners. In fact, the whole town of Ponyville seems quite deserted. Angel has Winona track Fluttershy using her saddlebags. He is then dragged by Winona to where the entire town is deconstructing the dam for a siren! The siren uses its music to have the town's ponies attack Angel and Winona. Luckily, Tank and Owlicious show up to save them from the mob. They then quickly stop by Carousel Boutique to get Opal, and all head to Zecora's hut to plan their plan to save the day. So here's the rundown of their plan. Winona and Opal are on distraction duty, the latter of them taking one of Zecora's potions to make them a giant cat. While that happens, Tank is to drop Angel onto the siren's head where he will give it a brew that will ruin its singing voice. In case they are still stopped, Gummy is to bite the siren's tail. Not sure how it still hurts without teeth. Maybe Gummy is like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon and has retractable teeth. The world may never know. Anyways, the plan is ultimately a success, and the town's ponies are freed from the spell. And there is finally dialogue in the comic. The siren, who is actually a kelpie or water spirit. Wait a second, is that actually a mythical creature? Let me Google that. So I guess it really does exist. Wow, the creatures you don't know about in the world you live in. And not only that, it commonly shows up as a horse. Interesting. I learned something today. Anyways, the Kelpie must now explain itself to the rightfully annoyed townsponies. As it turns out, she needs the river to flow to get her children to the ocean. Understanding the issue and actually having a choice in the matter, the entire town voluntarily continues working, blissfully unaware of the role the main 6 pets had in waking them up from their mind control. The end. This comic gets a 9 3/4 picture word bubbles out of 10. It was a phenomenal use of showing the story through actions instead of the use of dialogue. The only dialogue was either picture word bubbles or the last 2 pages when the ponies were released from the mind control. Were this comic animated, it would likely be a silent short film. Sure, like in the Fluttershy and Sakura Friends Forever, the animals could have spoken equestrian, but it actually would have detracted from the story. Realistically, all that would have been said is, "Where is insert pony here?" over and over again, and would have gotten really annoying. Now, despite the lack of words in the story, and even despite the fact that it followed the normally one-dimensional pets, it was actually a well-paced and engaging story. It even gave each pet a more rounded character. Until this point, the only clear personality we had was for Angel Bunny, being a somewhat rude pet. We now have a complete set of 6 characters for the pets, instead of them just being a pet. The only reason I took off 1/4 of a point was because of the conflict with the Kelpie. Oddly enough, having an actual conflict that the ponies were drawn into that made the pets have to save the day was not a good way for the story to go. In my opinion, it would have been much better if it turned out the main 6 never realized they were panicking their pets, and it ended with the pets finding them and just hanging out for an impromptu picnic or something. Even with the plotline I suggested, there would still be conflict. The story could still be told in the same way, but without a clear bad pony, or I guess Kelpie in this case, who actually turned out to be good, but needed help, and for some reason couldn't just, ask. As far as the letter grade goes, this comic actually got an A, mostly because it was only one part, and so the near perfect score it got equaled an A on my grading scale. Well, that is my 2 bits on this comic. Tell me your 2 bits in the comments below. And while you're down there, why not suggest a possible future spoiler alert and have it read like that Orizen's was?
And I will remind you, mispronouncing things is my thing.
Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also support my 2 bits on Patreon. Well, I'm Comic Sans, and next time I'll...
What?
What? Who are you?
But
Where am I?
what?
Where the hell is this place?
What?